So this was shot on one of my old GoPros because my Hero 11 is in the shop. This is actually a Hero 4 session, so it's a little shaky and blurry, and it was also raining, but bear with me, there's some good stuff here. Let's see what it can do. What a tractor. What a machine she is. But will it water wheelie? Alright, so I'm out here to test out the Can-Am for the first time, and unfortunately it's been raining non-stop for a couple days. So it's also a good situation to test out one of my new mods, which is available right through the cluster. Multi-terrain select. Let's go ahead and put it in mud and sand. Boom. So the first 10 miles were definitely excellent. Love the handling. It's definitely the best 4x4 I've had as far as well-balanced handling between sport and comfort. Extremely comfortable, but still feels very sporty. Love the handling. I did hear some bad cracks and pops from the front suspension. I'm not sure what, but something is settling, almost like a loose shock or a loose ball joint settling, or maybe a bushing sliding around. It's like a cack when you hit a really large whoop or a stump. Maybe you heard it from the rear, but I think it was mostly the front. So that's the only complaint I have, that didn't feel super quality. You don't really get that kind of stuff on a Honda, obviously. But other than that, extremely happy with the power, the torque curve, and the transmission shifts very nicely. Really fun bike. I think it drives a lot better than I thought it was going to be honest. I think getting rid of the trailing arm suspension was a good move. This thing is extremely stable and handles great. Let's try sport mode. Oh, that's more like it. The gears feel really good, extremely low gears. Let's go ahead and try out this. Let's go ahead and try out this front locker. They're locked in immediately. Here's our first little wheelie opportunity right here. Let's see how she does. Oh, very nice. I think the headlights are always on, which could be really annoying. Let's try cruising in four-wheel drive and see how that feels. Yeah, four-wheel drive feels good. Feels sporty. So you may notice that I'm feathering the throttle a lot. That's just because during break-in, you don't want to turn constant RPMs. The mud coverage is great. I'm staying very clean. Let's see how she does in this deep spot. Not bad. That was a really fun little rip. As you can see, I am still very clean despite, you know, going through some pretty deep stuff. And my initial thoughts, this is like maybe 6 miles in, very well tuned chassis. I love how it handles. it handles significantly better than a Rubicon. The Rubicon is stiff and it's kind of bouncy, whereas this has a lot more suspension travel and dampening. So it still has like a sporty kind of stiff feeling where you can chuck it into a corner, but it also has enough suspension travel where you're not bottoming out constantly and getting these harsh jolts. It feels very stable. The power it comes on, it's a great power curve. It's got the fly-by-wire throttle, obviously. I've been in sport mode the entire time, and it's a lot more usable than the XMR 1000. It's not on or off. It's not trying to throw you off the back. You can control a water wheelie at just any angle you want. The gearing feels extremely low. I think this thing's going to turn to 32 fine in stock configuration, and I already know there's possibility of swapping the side-by-side, like the HD7 gears, into this transmission. So there's options there, but it already feels like it's geared really low. These tires aren't great. They spin like way too much. Four-wheel drive. Is this a dead end? This is a great ground clearance test, and it's doing well. Also very stable. Good center of gravity. Can't say that for most Can-Ams. The V-twin makes them top heavy. On my 570, you'd be smelling belt by now. What we learned right there is that the gears in this thing are extremely low, and that's a combination of the low gears in the transmission and the new CVT clutching. It is an absolute tractor. There was no belt drive downsides in what I just did right there. Will that be the case with bigger tires? I don't know, but that felt really, really good for a belt drive. This thing is very capable in stock form.